Sit down, shut your mouths,
and watch The Gift of Gabe. Yo, party peeps, what is up? It's your boy, the best gabber in the biz. The first night of the C2 is officially in the books, and oh man, did we freaking have so much great action tonight. And Jay White got his ass beat so bad, he basically became a meme of one of the all-time great anime deaths ever. Guys, don't worry, we're not going to keep talking about it, but we're going to start gabbing about it. So let's get into it. First things first, entire C2, absolutely incredible. They're blending it. They're taking it a step up from last year. They're blending in the other storylines going on around it, and they're going to make new storylines as a result. One of which I think is Ricochet turning heel. He lost his first match to Claudio. Basically, gave him his second loss in less than a week. First versus Takeshita, which y'all were. I thought the match was okay, but some of y'all were really overhating, and Ricochet was like, "I saw your tweets, just like on Papa H, and said, watch this. I'm about to freaking F y'all throughout this entire tourney." But I digress. I think he is not going to win his first match until he cheats. And I think he's going to snap after he loses to Will Ospreay. They're in the same bracket. They haven't had a decisive winner in their match because if you remember at the 5-year anniversary show, you know, they had the draw and then Takeshita got involved. It got the triple threat, you know, he won and you know where it went. I think they battle in the C2, probably in like their third match. And then Ricochet, he loses. Ospreay tries to give him respect, and he's just like, no, dude, fuck that. And meantime, he gets like a confrontation with like Shelton or MVP, the rest of the Hurt Syndicate, and then he fights someone like Juice or something, and then bam, beats him by cheating. Probably attacks him after the match. We got heel Ricochet, joins the Hurt Syndicate. Done and done. They'll also tell great stories like with, you know, just Shelton freaking just being Shelton, you know, continue to elevate him up the card, as well as Kyle Fletcher. And then with Darby, like, it's a good thing for him to do while he's busy. He has something to focus on in addition to, like, going after Mox, because that end goal world title match with Mox is not happening for a while. And with Brody versus Claudio, I saw a good take, and I have been thinking of it. That could be the very first step to having House of Black versus Death Riders at, like, Grand Slam Australia or something. Trios titles, that's how House of Black wins back the gold. Overall, this first episode of Dynamite for the C2 was great. I can't wait for Collision. It's going to be awesome. Next week's Dynamite is going to be friggin' stacked as well. It's just the most wonderful time of the year, dudes. And the C2 is just so beautiful.
I mean, for God's sakes, I came!
Okay, guys, speaking of Mox and the Death Riders, let's talk about the world title scene. We got two contenders, the ones we figured that were going to be coming after the really good ending of Full Gear. Hangman Adam Page, former world champion, and Jay White, one of the best to do it. And, man, that is 5 up on the Hangman. Just, obviously, this is going to be an incredible triple threat when they do it. It's going to be Hangman, Jay, and Mox. We know that's where this is going. Though, obviously, it didn't start out too well for either of them because they both got their ass beat by Mox and the Death Riders. Also, when they have their match at World's End, which will cook, by the way, Jay White is so gonna freaking finish the job he tried starting the night, and that's Blade running Marina Shafir to a huge pop. He may have gotten a little bit of a Peak of Paradise, but Roderick Strong has been able to go, you know, and visit constantly. But bro is definitely going to get her with the Death Rider World's End. It's going to be like, oh, yes, fuck her. He got her. Oh, it's going to be great. But I love Hangman being back in the world title mix. Honestly, he's going to be world champion again, like within the next 2 years. I have no doubt. It'd be cool to have it as a heel, but it's going to be cool to have regardless. He's like, that's the championship that has, is, and always will be mine. I absolutely love it. Like, him just being the anti-hero of the story. I'm just like, I don't care about anyone else. I just want my championship. But it looks like the overall theme of this arc with him, his rage is overall costing him, with his only big win being against Swerve to, you know, burn his house down and burn his world to the ground and actually, you know, send him away for a month than what he did inside of a steel cage. But honestly, World's End is absolutely going to cook. with its world title match. It didn't start out too great for, the Switchblade and the Hanger. And they might realize before they fight, they might have to, call a little bit of a truce, an alliance, so you will, in order to combat, the Death Riders and Jon Moxley, in order to dethrone the one true king and have even a little bit of a shot of becoming AEW World Champion. Meanwhile, during that match, as usual, Christian Cage will be lurking in the shadows, ready to try to cash in that contract, which I think he does at World's End, because it's already a multi-man match. And you'll see, all three of them are down. His music hits, and he tries to pin somebody. And then, Mox just ends up winning the Fatal 4-Way. Done and done. As much as I want Christian Cage to be World Champion, the longer he's held on to this contract, I don't think it's going to happen. So I think World's End, like I said, cashes in when the triple threat's, probably already, more than halfway underway. Delivers some spears, some kill switches, still gets beat. 1, 2, 3. Mox retains. Amazing triple threat turned into an amazing 4-way. And we are done. But that is the price you pay when you come for the king. So guys, prayers up to you, because you're now in the world that Moxley is trying to destroy in order to make better. And it's not going to be pretty. But hey, guns up, and the worst case scenario, hey man, just burn everybody's fucking house down.
What?
Guys, I want to talk to you about Adam Cole and MJF, where it looks like their rivalry will finally come to an end. Where it really began last year with the Big Devil reveal, I was there for that. I think that this year, Adam Cole and MJF will go down. We got the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal coming up. I think that's going to lead to O'Reilly versus MJF. And MJF probably tries to take out O'Reilly, and that's makes Cole snap. And he's like, fuck you, Max. I'm going to beat your ass. And I think we get Cole versus MJF. Stipulation, because you kind of just had to do a stipulation, because we've seen him fight in 2 regular matches already back at June of last year and back at the first All In, the main event. So I feel like this time should be a stipulation match. Honestly, fuck it, do Texas Death. We've had multiple great Texas Death matches, not has to go off the freaking Hangman versus Swerve. But these two, I just feel like that's a perfect way for these two to just beat their asses, 2 of the best ever, and then just wipe our hands clean of the rivalry. They both move on to their better things. And I think Cole, this is the 3rd time as a charm. He goes on to, at some point before 2025 comes to an end, become the AEW World Champion. So that's just my thoughts. Obviously, Max is not going to lose that Dynamite Diamond ring. It's literally never going to happen. It literally only makes sense to have with him. So I'll be very surprised if they go the route of him actually losing it. But Cole, MJF, Texas Death, let's do it at World's End, where ironically everything began. Let's put it to an end. And all I really have to say after that is, boom. Okay, you guys, that is Dynamite. We are Dunsky. Put it in the rearview mirror. We are done. God, the rest of this C2 is going to be awesome. It's going to lead into a 2025, and beyond that is going to be so freaking awesome for AEW. Sold out arena. It's international shows. They're going to freaking take over Globe Life in Arlington, all in Texas. Sell that freaking out. Then O2 Arena soon to be announced for Forbidden Door as well. And this Death Rider storyline is just going to keep cooking. Omega will be back. Copeland will be back. I'm sure we'll have amazing peak storytelling moments and championship victories and rivalries. It's going to be absolutely insane. But before that all goes down, we got Survivor Series War Games this Saturday. The OGs and CM Punk go head-to-head with the Timu Ass Bloodline and, Bronson Reed, Jacob Fatu. Only legit real threats of that group. Inside of War Games, the OGs, they finna win and prove who the real ones have been, are, and always freaking will be. This episode of SmackDown was taped, so even though I haven't seen really any of the spoilers, I'm still not going to do a Get to Gabe afterwards. I will just see you guys after Survivor Series War Games is all said and done, and see if the final boss wants to make his appearance for what hopefully is what we're leading into, whatever inning this is of the Bloodline story, so that we can have Roman versus Rock WrestleMania 41 main event and just finally get it over with. Jesus. But I hope you guys enjoyed Dynamite. It was dope. Make sure to keep liking and subscribing, and also remembering that when it comes to talking wrestling, who better to gab with than Gabe right here. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. Deuces, and I will see you guys after Survivor Series War Games. So go on, get out of here.